Good morning, one and all. I am Dr. Ramya Swetha, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering from Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. Today, our topic is hydraulic modification, various definition and terminology under this hydraulic modification. So, in this, various journal terminology we are used for this hydraulic. So, we will see later hydraulic modification in soil and various conditions as per the ground improvement techniques. Before that, we will understand the journal terminology regarding this hydraulics, and hydraulic modification is a part of for hydraulics only. So, in this general terminology, hydraulics, it is nothing but the mechanical properties of liquids in whether it is they are in motion or at rest. So, that is the hydraulics. Hydraulic system, a system that uses pressurized hydraulic fluid to power various components and machinery. This is nothing but the hydraulic system. Move on to the hydraulic fluid. A fluid used to transfer power in hydraulic system, usually oil based. That is nothing but the hydraulic fluid. In actuator, a device that converts hydraulic energy into mechanical motion. Examples include hydraulic cylinders and hydraulic motors. These are the general terminology which we used for this hydraulic modifications. So, in hydraulic compounds, generally what are the hydraulic compounds are there? Hydraulic pump, hydraulic cylinder, hydraulic motor, hydraulic valves, hydraulic accumulator, hydraulic reservoir, hydraulic hose, hydraulic fittings. These are the few or more there. These are the some of the components which we use regularly for these hydraulics. So, in this hydraulic pump, it is a mechanical source of power that converts mechanical energy into hydraulic energy by moving hydraulic fluid. So, it converts the energy. The pump, it means it is going to convert the energy here. This hydraulic pump, power, the source of power that converts the mechanical energy into hydraulic energy. In hydraulic cylinder, a linear actuator that produces force and motion using hydraulic fluid under pressure. Hydraulic motor, a device that converts hydraulic pressure and flow into the torque and angular displacement. It is a device which converts hydraulic pressure and flow into torque and angular momentum. Hydraulic valve, a device that controls the flow and pressure of hydraulic fluid within a hydraulic system. So, in this hydraulic valve, different types are there, that is directional control valve, pressure control valve, flow control valve. So, hydraulic valve, it is a device that controls the flow and pressure and hydraulic fluid within that particular hydraulic system. So, in this directional, different types of valves, directional control valve, it means it is going to directs the flow of fluid to specific components. The pressure control valve, it regulates the pressure within the hydraulic system. In flow control valve, that controls the flow rate of the hydraulic fluid, different. So, some of the valves, they are going to direct the flow in different types are there. It may, here the valve is there means they may direct like this or like this. It depends upon the situation. In some of the valves, they are going to pressure valves. So, according to that required pressure, they are going to release this. And flow control controls the flow rate of the hydraulic fluid. These are the different types of hydraulic valves are there as per the characterization. In hydraulic accumulator, a pressure storage reservoir in which a compressible hydraulic fluid is held under pressure by an external source. So, it is a pressure storage reservoir which a non-compressible hydraulic fluid is held under pressure by an external force, that is source, that is nothing but the hydraulic accumulator. Reservoir. Hydraulic reservoir is nothing but a tank that holds hydraulic fluid in hydraulic system. Hydraulic hose, it is a flexible tubes that transport hydraulic fluid between the components. We are using general tubes, they are going to flexible. Hydraulic fittings, connectors used to join hydraulic hose, tubes and pumps. These are the various components, various definitions and terminology which we use regularly in our hydraulic systems. What are the various concepts which are involved in this hydraulic modification? Those are flow rate, pressure, pressure drop, hydraulic power, viscosity, cavitation, hydraulic efficiency are the various terminology we regularly use. The flow rate, the volume of hydraulic fluid that moves through a system in a given period, typically measures in liters per minute or gallons per minute. So that is nothing but the flow rate, that is also nothing but the discharge. Pressure, whenever the force exerted by the hydraulic fluid per unit area, typically measured in pascals. The pressure drop, the reduction in pressure as hydraulic fluid flows through a component or system. Hydraulic power, the product of flow rate and pressure representing the power available in hydraulic system, usually measured in kilowatts or horsepower. Viscosity, a measure of fluid's resistance to flow, affecting the efficiency and performance of a hydraulic system. That is nothing but the viscosity, a measure fluid resistance to flow, affecting the efficiency and performance of the hydraulic system. And the cavitation, the formation and collapse of a vapor bubbles in a fluid which can cause damage to the hydraulic components. In hydraulic efficiency, the ratio of useful power output to the power input indicating the efficiency of hydraulic system. These are the various hydraulic concepts which are going to involve. Types of hydraulic system: open loop system, closed loop system, single acting cylinder, double acting cylinder. In this open loop system, a hydraulic system where the hydraulic fluid returns to the reservoir after passing through a actuator. In closed loop, a hydraulic system that fluid is recirculated directly between the pump and actuator without returning to the reservoir. That is the difference between this open loop system and closed loop system. In single acting cylinder, a cylinder that applies force in one direction only, that is nothing but the single acting cylinder. Whenever the cylinder that can apply force in both the direction, only single direction, that is only one direction, that is nothing but single acting cylinder. Both the direction, that is double acting cylinder. These are the systems we regularly observe in our hydraulic system. In this, till now what we understand is the what are the various general terminology which we are going to understand in our hydraulic point of view. Now, as a part of ground improvement techniques, this is the one of the category we are choosing for getting the technique, for getting the desired property of the soil as per the project requirements. In this, we are having different types of terminology we used and their definitions are also. So, as a part of hydraulic modification, pressure adjustment, flow adjustment, component replacement, hydraulic fluid change, filtration improvement, hose and fitting upgrades, system reconfiguration, like these different kind of terms which we are used as a part of ground improvement technique. So in this soil modification, we choose as per the desired property of the soil, that is hydraulic, one of the category, that is hydraulic modification. In this pressure adjustment, it is nothing but the modify the pressure settings in a hydraulic system to optimize the performance. So that is nothing but the pressure adjustments is nothing but the required, the desired property. For getting the desired property, we are modifying these pressure settings in hydraulic system to optimize the performance. And flow adjustments, whenever changing the flow rate of the hydraulic fluid to meet the needs of specific applications. Whenever we are going to apply, so for need of that specific applications, we are going to do this changing of the flow rate, that is nothing but the flow adjustments. Component replacement, upgrading or replacing hydraulic components, those are pumps, valves, cylinders. So sometimes they are going to upgrade or we are going to replace these hydraulic components to get the improved system performance. In some of the situations, the maintenance, whenever we are doing this monitoring and maintenance, after applying the technique for the soil improvement, in some of the situations, they are may rust or something, some chemical actions, whatever it may happen. In that particular situation, there is a chance to change or upgrade the particular things are present in the, they are going to maybe less effective because of the problems. So in that particular, we are going to do this component replacement or sometimes upgrading are also. Those components generally pumps, valves, cylinders to improve the system performance only. In hydraulic fluid change, switching to a different hydraulic fluid to enhance the system efficiency, reduce wear or accommodate environmental conditions. Hydraulic fluid change. So switching to the different hydraulic fluid to enhance the again the system efficiency and reduce the wear and also the accommodate environmental conditions also. In some of the situation, the fluid, because of the similar kind of fluid, they may be affect environmental impacts are also. In that particular case, we are use these kind of hydraulic fluid change. Filtration improvement, adding or upgrading filters to remove contaminants and extended the life of hydraulic components. And also hose and fitting upgrades, replacing hoses and fittings with higher quality are better suited ones for improved reliability and performance. So those replacing hoses and fittings with higher quality are better suited ones for improved reliability and performance by using these hose and fitting upgrades. System reconfiguration, changing the layout or configuration of hydraulic system to improve efficiency, accessibility or performance. These are the some of the hydraulic modification techniques terminology which we used as a part of this modification. So in this, the ground improvement technique used to improve engineering properties such as strength, compressibility, permeability to support structures and infrastructure. In hydraulic modification, they are going to alteration of hydraulic properties of soil typically to improve its stability, drainage or bearing capacity. In soil stabilization, the process of altering the soil to improve its physical properties often through the addition of binders or other materials. So in these techniques and methods where we are used for these hydraulic modification, those are hydraulic fill, preloading and surcharging, weak drains, dewatering, hydraulic fracturing, jet grouting, vacuum consolidation, electro-osmotic consolidation, soil washing. These are the various techniques and methods which we used. These are the new terminology for us in introduction to the ground modification techniques. So in this, as a part of hydraulic modification techniques, these are all the terms and some we used in hydraulic modification. In this hydraulic fill, the process of creating land by depositing dredged materials into the water areas. This method is used to reclaim the land or create foundation for the structures, that is nothing but the hydraulic fill. That preloading and surcharging, applying a temporary road to the ground to accelerating the consolidation, some applying temporary roads to the ground and settlement of the soil before the construction, pre-loading. Wink drains, prefabricated vertical drains, PVDs. Installing vertical drainage paths is now in soft compressible soils to expedite the consolidation process and reduce the settlement time. Dewatering. So removing excess of water from the soil. This is also one of the important technique to the lower ground level, improve soil strength and facilitate construction activities. So this is the one of the important technique. In these different kinds are also different methods are available in this dewatering technique. Hydraulic fracturing, injecting fluid into the ground at high pressure to create fractures and improve soil permeability or induced settlement. Jet grouting, using high pressure jets to inject grout into the soil, which mixes with the soil to form a solidified mass, enhancing its strength and reducing permeability. So this is for the jet grouting to get the solidified mass and enhancing its strength. And also vacuum consolidation, applying a vacuum to the soil to induce consolidation and reduce settlement time, often used in conjunction with wing drains. Electroosmosis consolidation is also one of the important term, electroosmotic. So applying an electrical current to move water through soil. So aiding in consolidation and strengthening of the fine grained soils. Soil washing, using water or other fluids to remove contaminants from soil, improving its properties and making it suitable for construction. These are the various techniques which we are going to use in hydraulic modification. As per the requirement of this property, we are going to choose not only the requirement, this is the one of the parameter. We are choose the method or technique based on the requirement of the soil and type of the soil and availability and cost, effectiveness. These are all the various parameters they are going to consider for choosing the technique. In hydraulic components and materials, grout, benitoid slurry, hydraulic barrier, these are the various materials which we are used for this grout. A fluid mixture of cement, sand and water, other materials used to fill voids and improve soil properties. In this, a mixture of bentonite clay and a water used to create a barrier or improve soil properties in slurry walls and other applications. Hydraulic barrier, a barrier using hydraulic methods such as slurry walls to contain or control the flow of the ground water. These are the various components which we are going to use. In these hydraulic components, we are going to understand few more definitions. Those are permeability, consolidation, settlement, pore water pressure. So the ability of soil to transmit water, it is a key factor in drainaging and consolidation process, that is nothing but the permeability. And consolidation, the process by which soil volume decreases due to the water explosion under loading, leading to increased soil strength and reduced settlement. Settlement, the downward movement, whenever the downward movement ground surface due to the compression of the soil layers, often a concern in construction. It is a concern in construction for after completion of construction work, there is no settlement is not happened. That is the best part. In this, further we have some techniques for reducing this settlement. So according to the soil conditions and the depth of the foundations and what are the construction project we are going to do, what are the loads are going to apply in that, these are all the factors for reducing the settlement using the ground improvement technique, choosing the better technique. Pore water pressure, the pressure exerted by water within the soil pores, influencing the soil stability and the behavior. These are the concepts which we are going to understand in our hydraulic modification. These are the various terminology and definitions helpful for us better understanding this hydraulic modification. In monitoring maintenance also, we are using various terminology according to this hydraulic modification. Those are inclinometers, piezometers, settlement plates, hydraulic gradients are the few terms which we are going to use. In these inclinometers, instruments used to measure ground movement to detect soil instability. In piezometers are the devices used to measure pore water pressure within the soil. So these piezometer, those are the devices which we are going to use to measure the pore water pressure within the soil. And moving to the settlement plates, tools used to monitor the amount of settlement occurring in the ground over the time. So whenever we are doing the monitor before and after the construction, we use some tools to monitor after construction work is done. So how much settlement is going to occur in ground over time to time for understanding these? So that is nothing but settlement plates. Hydraulic gradient, it is nothing but the slope of the water pressure head in the soil influencing the water flow and the consolidation rates. That is not, that slope is nothing but the hydraulic gradient. We are going to understand the pressure head, water pressure head in the soil influencing the water flow and the consolidation rates. The water flow and the consolidated rate slope, the representation slope is nothing but the hydraulic gradient. These are the various terms which we are going to use in our hydraulic modification. These are like this, we are going to understand the what are the various hydraulic terms and various terminology we are understanding generally, and as per the technical point of view definitions, we will see various parameters in hydraulic modification. Thank you. We will see in our next class.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.